Dun, 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 dun. Will you see me? Let me see what's coming now. Dun, dun, dun. Hold on, guys. Let me invite Willie in. Bum, 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 bum. And guys, if you could just type in when you see the audio, or if you see my video, that'd be huge. You good? All right, cool, cool, cool. Hey, I miss you guys. Long time no see. I wonder why Maribeth can't get in. Hold on one second, folks. Let me just get Wheelie in, and we'll be good to go. Oh, there she is. Hey, hon.
Hey.
Yeah. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Did you watch the webinar yesterday? It went really well, I think.
Yeah.
Cool. Maybe enlarge this thing here. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I think we're good to go. Good to go. All right, folks, welcome. Good morning. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend and are ready to get back to work. How was your weekend, Willie?
Let's not talk about it.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That we don't want to talk about.
Other than that, it was fun.
All right. Let me get my TC2000 on here. For some reason on these Apples, it's not doing the screen share when I go on TC2000 desktop. It just does it on the other one. Hold on. Willie?
Yeah, I can see your face, but not your screen.
Oh, okay. I'm in, baby. I'm in. Let me just recharge this thing. So I'm on like no phone internet speed over here.
I thought you said the internet was good.
It was in the last couple towns we're in Tamarindo. It's terrible everywhere. The whole town. The other place was actually really rustic. I mean, there was like no roads, nothing, and everybody had like great Wi-Fi. And this, we're like in a bigger town, and it's terrible. All right, run in browser. It took me like 10 minutes to load up my TC2000 yesterday. Come
Your
on.
place looks pretty neat.
Oh, yeah, yeah, this place is hot, but there's no AC. So I'm like, gotta open all the windows. That's pretty cool. Got like a big balcony and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, that looks pretty sweet.
Bum 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 bum. All right, let's do this. So, oh yeah, let me share first. Tell me when you can see my TC2000.
I can see it.
All right, cool, 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 cool. So, folks, let's take first a look at the market. So, the market's been a little bit tricky because it's been in a straight up like just grinder mode. You know, you can see after the big extension, we're just consolidating here in a fairly tight range. You know, like a 1-2 point range here, and so that's made the action last week a little bit choppy. It was hard to get anything going. You know, Cameron over here, you know, he ripped it on Monday, and then he just, you know, even the rest of the week, it was like taking small gains, small losses. There's just not that much action going on in the market. The good thing is that it's earnings season, so, you know, irregardless of what's happening with the indices, there have been a lot of cool plays that you can play with earnings, like CYBR, CZR, and so that's where our focus has been while this market kind of figures out what it wants to do. Let's take a look at the rest of the indices here. Dun, 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 dun. So if you see the Russell 2000 over here, this is you know, this is a pretty telling thing. So after the big breakdown that looked like a longer term kind of breakdown pattern, we swooped up, and really a key event was that, you know, we finally took out the previous swing highs. You know, when you're looking at trends and stuff like that, you know, you get, when you have lower highs, if you can break that series, then you have the opportunity to potentially reverse the downtrend. And so we did get out, and we did pull back a little bit from that. So we'll have to see if this area becomes a resistance point because it did fade off on it, or this is just a momentarily blip because we were extended and this dip gets bought, and then we take out this area and hold, and that would put us right back at yearly highs in the Russell 2000. Probably set up a pretty powerful setup going into the new year. So something that I'm watching really closely. Plus the Russell 2000 in general represents risk in the market, and also the small cap world, and the growth names and the momentum names. So those are the names that we really want to keep an eye on anyways. So yeah, I've been looking for some sign of rollover or weakness in here. We haven't necessarily got it. You know, we did have, you know, a couple slightly down days, but it didn't show like it read. You know, it was a big deal. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ is very similar to the S&P. After the big run, you know, we've just been grinding higher here, and just like there's just been no movement. And so that makes it really tricky to just trade regular technical setups. Like if you're like, oh, I like Apple, or I like Microsoft, or something like that. Well, it's hard to get an entry because the NASDAQ is just grinding like that. You know, you had your flag pattern here, but once you miss your pattern, you know, you're not going to get another entry on some of these bad boys. And you're just seeing that straight grind. See, this looks very similar to the NASDAQ. So that's why we were really focusing a lot on the earnings plays last week, like CYBR. You know, when you see a setup like this, and you have blowout earnings, and this is what we'd call, right, a breakaway gap on an IPO stock with an earnings beat, you're going to get that type of stock run for, you know, days and days, and also get, you know, numerous types of trade opportunities in them where you'll find these like kind of rounding patterns and, you know, flat top breakouts and things of that nature. And so, this has the potential to run for a little bit, and then at some point it will kind of come back, and what we'll want to see is, does it kind of hold this area? And if it does, then that'll be an awesome buying opportunity for a potential swing. And if it doesn't hold this area, and you fill the gap and you get down to kind of this area, that'll actually even give a little bit better secondary entry that's much lower risk, and you get a lot higher probability. So once these things go, keep them on your list so that you can revisit them, in a handful of days. Dun, 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 dun. And really, the main other thing I've been watching is just oil. We're having a hard time getting a bounce in oil. We've been really, really extended. We're still oversold on oil. I was hoping to get that kind of snapback to that, 20-day moving average at least, but we're just not getting it. But there's just so many stocks that are on my list, that are showing bottoming patterns. And so I suspect that oil, even though it's kind of drifting lower, is starting to bottom, because you can see, when you get a flush like this and you make a low and you pop up and you come back, and you've got essentially a double bottom here, and then you pop up and you pull back, and you've made now a higher low. This is a bottoming pattern. You get this zigzag type of move, and once your MA start to flatten out, that can be something that can be really, really powerful, especially if you think about where they're all coming from. To get an easy snapback on this, what if you might be risking $1 to make $12, and so that's a really good reward to risk ratio if you mention that these things are going to break out. Same thing with a stock like an EXXI. Very, very similar pattern. You make your low here, and you pop up, and you make another low, and you pop up, and you make a lower high. So now you're starting to get a little bit of a bottoming action, and that can send this thing off to the races. Let's take a look at the watch list, and we'll look and see if there's anything that's good popping on earnings or anything of that nature. This is stock that I'm watching. It might take another day or two, but you can see this is a long-term breakout in a hot sector in biotechs. And so after this initial pop, we're starting to breakout territory. We're starting to consolidate under that breakout mark. And so, whether it's a day or two or three, once it kind of works off that overbought condition, to see another run in it. We're starting to see kind of some consolidation and pullback in BABA. Usually when you get something extended like this, you get a more wicked snapback, but we're not getting it. So if we start to just flag out here, or base, that could give us some potential entries. And this is a nice trading stock because it has a really, really wide range. Very few times I've seen do you have a stock with a very high float actually be tradable, and this one is tradable. Dun, 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 dun. Beta was an earnings play that we ripped on Friday for a few bucks. It looks like this thing is, you've got highs here, 98. You've got a magnet right there. I would keep this on watch list for day trades. And if you're a swing trader, start to watch for that pullback here and see if that breakout area holds, and that'll set you up on a longer term type of move. Dun, 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 dun. So this is KRS. No, that's not the right one. Where did it go? Coop. Coop is another stock that you can see here. We're essentially getting in for a base breakout. We had a pop on, I believe, some type of news, and now we're just flagging out over here. Watch for kind of some type of takeout of this level. We'll get a nice little move. It looks like it can have. It looks like it's a fast mover when it wants to be. Junk. Dusky. So one of the things that I've been doing is, because there's so many stocks that are extended, I've made a kind of a list of some of the stocks that are showing bottoming patterns that are close to bottoms. Because at some point, if the market rips here again, there's so many stocks that are extended, you might just see some action in some of these names that have been beaten down that are just sitting on dead bottom. So, yeah, I got this one, and yeah, I've been watching Wuba over here. This is kind of a longer-term bottoming pattern. You know, a lot of these Chinese names they're a little bit messy, but they're on really dead bottoms here, and that can give us some really, really nice push. ESI is another one. It trades a little bit thin, so I probably won't play this unless it pops and then has a late day breakout, because till that moment, the volume will be a little bit light, but you can see here, it's really, really coiling up for a run. I like the look of that one. Dun, 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 dun. GoPro is another one that I really like over here. So you got kind of right there. Let me see, drawing tools. Whatever. Don't know where the drawing tools are, but you can see you got kind of a triangle pattern over there that once it comes out of this range, you should get a nice little pop. So I like this one. To me, this looks like it's coiling in for a big run, possibly to $100. I like that look. This is probably my favorite setup. Jump, 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 jump. Take two over here. This is a high tight flag. I like the look of this bad boy too over here. If you can come out of this range, I think you can get a nice pop on this one. That's a really good look over there. And I think that's it for my actual weekly watch list. You got anything that you are watching over there, Willie?
Check out I like Wuba, W-U-B-A.
Work. Hold on, let me get back.
Reported earnings 2 days ago, and now it's, if you look at the 3-day chart, it's getting close to testing the earnings high.
Wooba, wooba. So you can see after Wuba popped on earnings, guys, you've got a flag pattern that's coming right over here. So that consolidation, if it breaks out of it, you could get your next push. Damn, how do we miss this on earnings day? All right? I almost never miss those. What else you got?
Let's see. As far as gappers, the one that I like is CLDX.
Oh, yeah, that one's trading a little bit smooth. Let's see where it's going to be moving to. Okay, so CLDX is on a stock that's been on the bottom for a while. So with this gap up, if it can gap up and take out 18 at some point later in the day, you're going to have a stock that's really, really in some clear. And you can see even here in pre-market, it's trading pretty well here, trending. That could be a good play for later.
Let's see. CADC is a Chinese stock, gapping up pretty big. It's pretty light volume though. Also, what do you think about Vigil again? VGGL?
Vigil, my diggle. Yeah, it pulled back kind of hard, but I mean, if it can hold around here, then you might start to see the bounce back. I mean, it was a big move. It could be in a thrust. It's just in this weird range here, though, where there's like all this support and resistance. So it might move choppy unless the PR comes back. But it's not bad. DWA. Yeah. What's up? What's up? Oh, and Willie, today's your birthday.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Ah, you don't seem very happy that it's your birthday.
I am happy.
Okay, CADC. This could be another one because it's a former momentum stock. We'll see. It trades a little bit thin here, but it is clearing a lot of resistance. We'll keep that one on watch. Sometimes these little ones sneak out of nowhere. They don't have any volume coming in, and then they just pop. Tesoro. Let's see. Chunk. Which one?
That's all I see. CLDX is probably the biggest one gapping.
And this, we'll watch this CMGE too. This chart is red hot. And you can see it's already starting to move a little bit. I would say that this thing has the juice. That's a hot daily. That might be the hottest chart around. What are you going to do for your birthday? You going to go to your favorite place?
I don't have any plans today. My whole family's out of town just about. Well, my dad is out of town and my brother's out of town, so we're going out to eat this weekend instead of today.
Did Harper and Clayton call you yet?
Not yet. That's probably what I'm gonna do, is go get them.
Who are the 6 people we're going to be taking for our adventure for your birthday present?
Me, you, Cameron, David. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'll pick 2 other people.
Yeah, you got to bring some of your friends.
See if Cameron wants to go.
Oh yeah, it's in California.
Where to?
Country Music Festival.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Does he even like?
He probably doesn't like country music, but I bet he likes the women that would hang out at country music festivals.
Where is it at in California?
Stagecoach. I think it's in the desert.
Oh, is it Stagecoach? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that'd be fun.
In the desert. I think it's in April. We got 6 tickets.
Yeah, I'm down.
Work. All right, all right. I don't see anything else that hot, Willie. Anybody got anybody else got anything they like? I think BHI was a buyout. Hey, Karun, good job. Is Karun Karunakar, or is that a different Karun?
I think it's different.
Dun, dun, dun. Mr. Ben Pounds, how you doing? Dun, 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 dun. Indio. What's that? I'm not familiar with that stock. Ooh, somebody mentioned the Mississippi State loss. That person should get banned. Hey, they made a decent comeback.
So who cares?
I know. I'm just saying. You were at the game, weren't you?
Yes.
Tyson Foods. Nah. Nugget. There's all these nugget traders now. Nugget. Gold miner. Bull. Let's see here.
Oh, it is Corona car.
Is it?
Yeah.
Corona car. Nugget. So is Nugget and J-Nug really the same thing? It looks like yes. They're gapping big time. Gold is tricky to chase on gaps. What do you think about those, Cameron? You ever do that?
No, it's the commodity stocks are always a little bit more difficult to play if you're playing small caps at least.
Yeah.
A&D and stuff is the one that I've been trading a lot. I hit Rick's on Friday, and it's gapping open slightly, but I'm not going to buy this thing or anything.
Me either. They might make for some decent. Day trades, but it's real tricky. And you got to go really small because the range is huge on them. You know, when you got like a stock, when you got stocks with like $10 ranges on them, you got to really be careful. Oryx. Dun, 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 dun. What do you think about Oryx, Wheelie?
Let me look.
Yeah.
Man, I would have.
Oil's down at 1%. Yeah, this one.
Oryx, I think, probably needs the rest. You know, it has a strong chart, but it's doubled in the last week or two. You need it to flag out. Reginald Dang, I believe, has earnings today. But it is a hot chart, but I do believe they have earnings.
Yeah.
I think that's it for me, Willie.
Me too. That's all I
All
got.
right, folks. Well, that's a wrap. I will hit up. We'll see you guys all. We'll see you guys all a little later. And thank you for coming in, and thank you for coming in yesterday. We had a really good show, and it was kind of fun. I'll talk to you in a bit, Willie. I'll see you in Slack.
Okay. See ya.